Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to the French Seams. Thanks very much for joining me again for another video. This is a Friday Sews video, so as always a huge thank you to Jen from Today and Jen Sewing Room for this fabulous hashtag. This is a special Friday Sews though, it's a special Stitch Festival Friday Sews and I cannot wait to tell you all about my wonderful weekend last weekend. Spoiler alert, it was probably one of the best weekends ever, bar none. It was just wonderful and I can't wait to tell you all about what I bought and who I saw and what I did and what I got up to, and it was just brilliant. It really was. So if you are new to my channel, you're very welcome. If you're an existing subscriber, then welcome back. Thank you very much. It's great to have you back here. As always, a huge thank you to everybody who's watched any of my previous videos, anybody who's left a like, left a comment. I really do appreciate you having you here. So I'll fill you in on last week, what I got up to aside from going to the Stitch Festival. Did I mention I went to the Stitch Festival? So you might notice that I'm in a slightly different place here. Basically, my sewing room is completely out of commission. It currently contains our mattress, a chest of drawers, and my sewing room is not big, so it's completely, I can't even get in there. I managed to wrangle my way in to pull out my sewing machine because I was in dire need of doing some sewing this week, which I will talk to you about shortly. But so I've been doing a tiny little bit. But I'm not quite sure when I'll get my sewing room back. But anyway, for the time being, I'm sitting here. So hopefully you'll enjoy the new surroundings. So what did I get up to last week? So I went to my patchwork class. So that was number 9 of 10, which was just wonderful. And that I put on the border on my little quilt topper, and you can see here that I managed to do a mitered corner, which I'm very proud of. So you can see the mitered corner all the way along here. So the teacher is just great showing us how to do that. It worked out really well. So I've now done that on all 4 corners. So my quilt is getting bigger and bigger, but I just love it, absolutely love it. So that was class number 9. There's no class this week because it's the Easter holidays, but there is going to be a class the following week. And I didn't think I was going to be able to go to that class because Mr. French Seams is travelling, so I wouldn't have anybody to look after the boys. However, when my lovely mum was up staying with us for Patrick's Day, she asked about the quilting class because she is into patchwork herself, or was back in the day. And I said, yeah, it's going brilliantly, showing her everything we've been doing. And I said, but I can't go to the last class, I've nobody to look after the boys. So she said, I'll come up. So they live about 2.5, 3 hours away. So my mum realised the gravity of the situation, that I had to go to my last patchworking class, and she's going to come up and look after the boys and spend the night with us. So grateful, and I'm so happy that I get to finish off the 10th class out of 10, just to kind of do the entire 10 weeks of it, because it's just been the best class. So what I need to do now this week is lay out the backing fabric, lay out the wadding, and lay out the quilt topper, and I've ordered those little bendy safety pins. So I need to make all that little sandwich and then bring it to class in 2 weeks' time when my mum will be here looking after the boys. So to set the scene, this is a little thing I pulled out. My mum made this for me when I was a baby. So this, you can see the calibre of her quilting, her patchwork, and I just love it. So I have it now, and I used to put it on my boys' buggies when they were tiny. So you can see here that she knows what she's doing, and she knew that in my time of need, she came up and she's going to look after the boys, and they're going to be super excited to see her. So it's win-win-win. So thank you, Mum. So that was my quilting. What else did I get up to? I made, and I've now lost it, bear with. I always think I have everything laid out nicely to these vlogs, and then when it comes to it, you can't find anything. Anyway, and I do apologise. My hair is a mess, and I am so tired after the weekend. So apologies if I look a bit bedraggled today. But anyway, yeah, the weekend really took it out of me. Too much fun. No, you can never have too much fun. So this is another thing I got made up this week. The lovely Anne, who I mentioned in my last Friday Sews, who gave me that beautiful bundle of fabric. She sends me these little things on Instagram, like little cookery things and little sewing things. I love them. And she sent this little reel, which I'll link below, on how to make a little bunny napkin for Easter. I mean, how adorable is this? So I had some gingham fabric, so I was able to make up this little bunny. So you just hold him at the bottom with a little clip, and I think he's going to look so cute on our Easter table, and I think the boys are going to love having these. So I'll make one of these for each of us now for the weekend, which is super cute. You may be wondering what I'm wearing, and that is also courtesy of the lovely Anne. So in part of the lovely bundle of fabric she gave me was this little bunny fabric, and this is a Fabric Mama print, and they have the funnest prints, they really do. And I think that was about 1 metre of it. I think I was able to make me a jumper, little French seams and older French seams, which I'm so delighted about. So for the two boys, I made the Wardrobe by Me kids pajamas top. I think it's a brilliant, just standard top. So here is a little French seams one, so he gets bunnies in the front, bunnies in the back. And then for his sleeves, I use the I had this cotton jersey left over from a t-shirt I made my husband years and years ago, so I was able to use scraps of that, which is great. Then for older French seams, he got one, bunnies in the front, bunnies in the back, and then he got blue, which is leftover cotton jersey from our Christmas pajamas. And I just used self for the cuffs and the waistband. I'll talk more about the neckband now in a minute. And this is mine, and this is my beloved Tilly in the Buttons Billy. So here's my little jumper. I've got on my underpants today, which I love. So I was able to, out of a metre, I was able to make 3 of us jumpers with the scraps. So you might recognise this as leftover orange cotton jersey from Zog. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Zog, go back to my World Book Day video where I made my boy a Zog costume. So love it. So for the neckband, I had the only bit of ribbing I had was this kind of rainbowy one that I got from Ecobee ages ago, because I think having ribbing for a neckband is really important on kids' clothes, but also I think on the Billy. I think otherwise it comes out much too tight, but I think this is really cute. And then mine is bunnies in the front. On the back it is bunnies, but one half of it bunnies are standing up, on the other half bunnies are lying down, so I had to kind of piece things together, but I left crumbs of the fabric left, so it is bunnies on the back a little bit, but some of them are a little bit skew with, but that's okay. So I was able to get 3 of us little bunny jumpers for Easter, and I'm so excited. Mr. French Seams doesn't get a bunny jumper, but I think he's okay with that. So huge thank you to Anne for this gorgeous fabric, and I have plans for the rest of that fabulous bundle. Thank you so much, and I think these are going to be so fun for Easter. I just love them, and I know the boys are going to love these. They saw the fabric, and whenever they see things they say, oh, can I have a jumper in that, like tomorrow? So yeah, manage expectations. I did have them ready for the weekend, which is great. So that is the sewing I got up to, which is pretty good considering I have no sewing room. So I did have to bring my sewing machine downstairs, so I'd forgotten what a joy and a luxury it is to have a sewing room. Anyway, so I will get on to the Stitch Festival. So I'll tell you exactly what I got up to. I've been poring over other vlogs, watching it and just reliving it. It was just the most magic weekend. I just had the best time. If you came up to me, thank you so much. I was blown away and overwhelmed by the people who came up to say hi, that they watched my channel. I just loved it. Thank you so much. It makes all this worthwhile, and I loved meeting you, and it was just great. We got to have a little chat. What are you buying? What are you looking forward to seeing? Everything. It was just so nice, and thank you so much. I know it's not really that easy to go up to people, especially because like I don't know what you look like, but as soon as you said your name, I knew exactly who you were. But thank you so much for coming up. I really did love speaking to each and every one of you, and if you did see me and you didn't come up, then hopefully the next time you see me you'll be able to come up and say a quick hello. So it was just lovely meeting all the lovely sewing people. It really, yeah, it made me so happy that I'm here chatting about something I love, and that people on the other side of the camera are enjoying what I talk about as well. So thank you so much. I really mean it. So I just want to first of all say a word about the kindness of people. So first of all, I want to mention Sam from So Let's Spark with Sam, who is an absolute joy. So we'd kind of arranged to meet there, and she gave me a little prezi, and I spent probably most of the weekend with her actually, and it was just so much fun. She's such a lovely lady, and we're going to be doing a sneaky collab soon, which I'm so looking forward to. She gave me a little notebook. So I write everything down for my vlogs in a notebook, and now I have a brand new shiny one with a flamingo on it, and it's got an itty bitty flamingo here. So she obviously knows me very well. It is just gorgeous. I love writing stuff down, so I got all my little notes in here from my videos, and isn't that just gorgeous? So thank you so much, but more on her later. I was just spoilt this weekend. I really was. The first person I met when I went into Stitch Festival, I was having to wander around, was the lovely Mandy from Make It So 2023. So she is just wonderful, and she had a beautiful purple rosa shirt dress, I think, and she was with her friend. And she was literally one of the first people I met in there, just totally randomly. And she had messaged me a few days prior to the Stitch Festival, saying, did my boys like the Minions? I said, yeah, I think they do actually. So she very kindly gifted me this little piece of fabric. So it's a cotton, and it's got Minions on it, which is adorable. So I was very grateful for this. I know my boys will love it. But she also put in chocolate, which will not last a day, and then she very kindly put in a little keyring, which I love, which is going in my keys straight after this, and it has a little diamond on it, and it says, never forget how flamazing you are. I mean, really, isn't that just gorgeous? So thank you so much. And when I came home on Sunday, I showed my boys this and I said, oh, what do you think you'd like? Because they like little bags to keep their toys and things like this. And they were like, yeah, please, can I have a bag? That'd be lovely. But then I took them out to the park later because Mr. French Seams basically went golfing on Sunday, having had the boys for the whole weekend. So I took them to the park. And I think I was saying something about how cold it was and coats and jackets and everything. And suddenly older French Seams in the back says, oh, for the summer, can we have minion bucket hats? So I was like, that is a genius idea. So I make my boys the sandcastle bucket hats from Waves and Wild, and I've made them ones every single year now, and they grew out of them so quickly. So this is going to make fabulous bucket hats during the summer. So yeah, my little visionary of a son, he really has a good eye, doesn't he? So these are destined to become little bucket hats for the summer, which is going to be adorable. And I think having bucket hats, matching bucket hats in kind of bright fabric, it makes it so easy to spot them in a crowd. It's brilliant. So Mandy, thank you so much. Another thing I was given very, very kindly was, honestly, the piles of stuff here. I got to meet the lovely and gorgeous Sarah from So Sarah Style. We did a collaboration recently on the Pogo knit pullover, and I'd mentioned in one of my vlogs a long time ago actually that I wanted to make the cuddle cardigan, so I'll pop in a picture here. And I had mentioned about a kind of a greeny fabric, and she had messaged saying, I have that fabric, I'll send it to you. So kind, Sarah, thank you so much. She gifted me fabric. So it's apologies. So she gifted me fabric. So it's this beautiful kind of, it's a little bit darker in real life, kind of a minty green colour, and then it's got matching ribbing. So this is going to make the most beautiful cuddle cardigan. I'm going to make the sweater version, I think. So this is just gorgeous, Sarah. Thank you so much. And it was wonderful to meet you. I didn't get to have a huge chat with her. So the day just disappears, but it was lovely to meet her. And we had been kind of chatting and doing the collab and stuff. So it was fabulous to actually talk to her in real life. So thank you so much for this fabric. It'll, as always, go to a very, very good home. The last thing I wanted to say to you actually, and it's over there again, bear with. One day I'll come prepared. So a lovely lady over on Instagram messaged me a little while ago, and she is from Australia, but she had found herself in England over the weekend and realised that was when Stitch Festival was on. So she said, oh, maybe I might see you there. So a long way to go to Stitch Festival, but she had work commitments, so it worked out really, really well. And she said, oh, I brought you a little present. So, oh my God, blown away. So she gave me the most incredible present. So you know the way I'm always talking about Aldi and Aldi Fat Quarters. So in Australia, Aldi are doing a collaboration with Liberty. So she gave me a beautiful card, which is going to be framed and put up in my new sewing room. And she also gave me the most beautiful Aldi Liberty hand cream, which is beautiful. I mean, look at this. Isn't that just gorgeous? So Aldi and Liberty, they need to bring that into Ireland. They really, really do. And then she also gave me, which I don't have, which disappeared very, very quickly, Tim Tams. So we'd know them here as penguins. I'm sure I'll get given out to you for saying that. They're similar to penguins. In my mind, actually, they're nicer than penguins. So basically what you do, my sister told me, is you bite off either end and then you drink your tea out of the middle. So she gave me this box of lovely chocolates. I was due to meet Teresa from Lost My Thread for lunch. So myself, Teresa, and her lovely friend Izzy decided to try this out with a cup of tea. We were not successful, but we had a huge amount of fun. So thank you so much. And then I shared them with her. I also shared them with a number of other people later. We had some with a little glass of Prosecco. We didn't try drinking them through Prosecco through the Tim Tams. That would just been a bridge too far. But so I got chocolate and hand cream and a gorgeous card and this beautiful, beautiful Liberty print. And it was lovely to meet you, Dan. It really was, Daniela. I'll pop in a picture of us here. She was wearing the most gorgeous Davenport dress. Absolutely beautiful. So it was wonderful to meet you, and again, thank you to everybody who came up to say a quick hello. It was so nice meeting all of you, and I was just blown away. And for people to bring prezzies as well, thank you so much. It was just, oh my word, it was just amazing. My poor sister was standing there looking at me going, what, who is this person? So no, it was just gorgeous, and it was gorgeous to meet all of you, and thank you so much. So yes, that is my little section on the kindness of people. It really was just blown away. So I will now get talking about the Stitch Festival proper. Right, so Friday started very, very, very early. I had a terribly early flight, but I jumped out of the bed. I was like a kid on Christmas Eve. So my flight was at 7 a.m, so you can imagine how early I had to wake up on Friday morning, but it didn't bother me one bit. The tiredness is still catching up on me. So I headed to the airport, and going through an airport on your own is very different than going through an airport with two small children, which I'm usually used to. So it was quite nice. Got to sit there, have a nice cup of coffee. It was lovely. So landed in London, and it's very, very easy to navigate London to get to Islington. And I love going to London. I don't go too often, but it's just such a nice kind of buzzy city, and it was just really, really nice to kind of have a little experience there and a weekend away for myself. So made it to Islington quite early actually, and there was a little tiny queue outside the design centre. Throughout all this, I'll pop in loads and loads and loads of pictures. So I went in, and at that hour on a Friday morning it was lovely and quiet, and I was greeted initially by a little table saying help yourself to Bon Mamo chocolate and orange spread, don't mind if I do. So I think everybody got a bigger version of this if you were a VIP, but I was perfectly happy with the little small version, which I shall have on my toast over the weekend. So it was lovely and quiet. I was able to have a little walk around, get my bearings. I've been to the Knitting and Stitching in Dublin a few times, but this venue, it's really, really light and airy. It's a really nice venue, even though it does get very, very busy, and it did get very, very busy, especially on Saturday. The stalls themselves are busy, but I found you were still able to walk around. I remember in the Knitting and Stitching in Dublin, you couldn't even walk between the stalls. There just wasn't enough space. So I thought the venue was nice. I know some people mentioned from an accessibility point of view, there's an awful lot of steps. I did definitely notice that, all right, but I liked the way it was nice and bright and airy. There definitely wasn't enough seating, definitely wasn't enough places to have a cup of tea, have a bit of lunch, but more on that later when I'll go through my lessons learned and my action plan for next year, because I am definitely going next year. So I was able to have a little walk around. It was nice and quiet, and then I started just meeting people and meeting loads of people, and it was just amazing. So as I mentioned, Mandy was the first person I met, Make It So 2023, and had a little chat with her. I was doing a few little purchases, which I'll talk about later, but I was kind of sussing out the situation, kind of seeing where everything was, what I'd like to get. And then after that, met, and I've got them written down because I will forget. I met Anne-Marie, who's another Dublin sewist, which was great. I just spotted her totally randomly. It was great. Then I ended up meeting Catherine, so over to Makery, and her lovely, lovely mum, who's just adorable. Cara, So Mad. Again, Sam, So Let's Spark with Sam. Tanya from Just Let Me Sew. Adam from Adam Sews. Angela Devon Thread Tales. Katie from Whatever Katie Sews. It was just amazing. It really, really was. And I'm so sorry if I've forgotten anybody. It's just going to be awful if I get somebody. So I ended up spending most of the day with them. Actually, it was really, really good fun, because we were kind of dipping in and out, and some people wanted to go here, some people wanted to go there. We kind of had little splinter groups. We ended up going to the Prosecco bar, which is really, really nice. We did have lunch together, sitting on the floor. That kind of sets the scene. But it was just really nice, and getting to know people that I've watched for so long, and I love their videos, love their content over on Instagram, and just to meet them in real life was an absolute joy. It really, really was. They're just the nicest people, and lovely. You feel like you know them. You have to kind of step back and say, well, I don't really know them that well, but just the chat just flowed the whole time. It was wonderful. We did a little bit of shopping. It was just really, really good. It was just fabulous. It really, really was. So I did a little bit of purchasing then that afternoon. It ramped up then in the afternoon. I bought a few little pieces. There was a few little arguments over some fabric, which is hilarious, but all in good fun. And then they were going for dinner, but I was meeting my sister, so I just went across the road to them for a 5-minute chat after the event on the Friday, and it quietens down hugely in the afternoon. So say from about kind of 2 or 3 o'clock, it gets really, really nice and quiet, and you really have an opportunity to walk around. I did go up to Sewing Bees, so Asma and Fove. I basically grabbed them and told them I loved them, and I think they're great, and I have a picture of that. So they were very nice about taking a picture with this crazy lady, but my face was just sore after the day for smiling and just laughing so much. I just had the best day. I really did. Got to meet Victoria from Little Rosy Cheeks. I went to the Specky Seamstress, things that I really wanted to go and see, because in Ireland we do have fabulous fabric shops, do not get me wrong, but the ones from Instagram and YouTube that you kind of see, that you want to kind of see in real life, and it was lovely to see them. And it was all about kind of like just soaking up the atmosphere there as well, which is great, and kind of you kind of spot people and recognize people and everything. It was just great. It really was. It was just a magic day. It was just great. So then on Friday evening, I went to meet my sister, who very kindly put me up for the weekend. So I think a weekend in London would have cost a huge amount more if I had to pay for 2 nights accommodation in a hotel. So huge thank you to my sister and brother-in-law. But it also meant that I got to spend time with my baby nephew, which is always a good time. So I went out to their house, and we went out for a Mexican meal, which was absolutely gorgeous. We had a few margaritas, which are one of my favourites, and we had a really, really good time. At this stage, I was utterly exhausted, having been up since 3 a.m. and weighed down with bags, but just elated. I really, really was. So the next morning, up early again, because I was sharing a room with my baby nephew and he wakes early, but I'm not complaining. And then myself and my sister had a total sister bonus morning. We went to one of my favourite places in London, which is Borough Market. So it's a huge big covered market full of the most fabulous food stalls and food trucks and everything. I love going there when I'm in London. So we did a walk around the stalls, got the most beautiful breakfast. I got a pistachio pain au chocolat. Oh my word, it was divine. And you needed that bit of energy for the day ahead. So that was just the nicest breakfast. And I did pick up a few bits and pieces for my lunch as well later in the day, which was a stroke of genius in my mind. So by the time we got going, I know a few vloggers have said in here that the Angel tube station was closed. So myself and my sister ended up having to get a taxi, which meant we were a little bit later getting to the venue. And by that time, the queue outside was huge. I couldn't believe it. The taxi driver drove in and said, oh, I should have dropped you down the road just because it snaked all the way in. To be fair, it did actually move quite quickly, but I was shocked at how busy it was. But when you went into the venue, it was busy, but it wasn't, you would have thought it was an awful lot busier given the queue outside, which was very, very nice. And the first person I ran into there was Emma from So Do It Emma, which was great because I followed her channel for a long, long time. So we got a great picture of the two of us. And from then on, it just snowballed. The amount of people I met and saw was just unbelievable. So I'd heard the previous night that Karen So Little Time was going to be on the Instagram Makers catwalk. So I was really, really keen to see her. So we made a beeline up to the little area which is next to the Prosecco bar, which I knew from the previous day. So I got to see the catwalk, the Instagram Makers. I got to meet Amelia from So Amelia. Amelia Ellen Sows was on the catwalk as well, which is great. Randomly, my lovely, lovely friend Christine, who owns Transform Fabrics up north, I've bought fabric from her shop before. I'll link it below. She was there and I had no idea she was going to be there. So that was the best surprise. Christine, it was lovely to see you and I hope to see you again soon. And I just saw so many people. Michelle Sewing Bunny, Claire Stitch and Sew, just sitting there waving and waving to everybody. So we watched the catwalk, which was really, really great. So it was fabric shops and then people doing the catwalk in their fabrics, which is really lovely. And I got to see some gorgeous makes and definitely some ideas I'd like to take on board. The only thing I'd say about the Instagram Makers catwalk is it would have been lovely if they'd said their Instagram handle when they were walking, because I had to kind of go searching because I wanted to follow a lot of those people because I was really inspired by what they've made. So because it was an Instagram Makers catwalk, it would have been lovely to have shown the Instagram handle as well, so you could follow the people there and see what else they've made. But that was my only complaint. It's not a complaint, it's just a bit of advice if any of you from Stitch Festival is watching, which I highly doubt. So that was the catwalk, which was really, really great. And after that, just met so many people. So then my sister was there. She enjoyed the catwalk. And then we just went for a little walk. And we just tried to snake around the venue and just kept meeting lovely, lovely people all the way around. So met Ruth, seamstress Ruth, met... who else then? Catherine from Stitches from the Sofa. So many other people who I didn't get photos of, and yeah, it still did happen, even despite the fact we didn't take photographs. But people came up to say hello. My poor sister basically was made to stand there, hold my bags and take pictures. So I do apologise. But it was just lovely meeting all you lovely, lovely people. It really was. So I was doing a few little purchases along the way as well. And then I had arranged to meet Teresa from Lost My Thread. So that's why we ended up with her, which was great. So I met her at the Sister Mintaka stand, which is just fabulous, but more on that later. So we went for a nice cup of tea, which was lovely. We got to sit down, have a little chat, which was really, really great. I'd followed Teresa for a long time. We'd arranged to meet up. So it was great to meet her in person. It really, really was. And then the afternoon just kind of spent bumbling around, doing another little bit of shopping, meeting up with lovely people. So I got to meet Adele and Becky, so Sew Fraternity and What Beck Sews. I got to meet Jess from So What If I Sew. So that was actually the reveal day for So Yellow for Endo. I was wearing my lovely yellow dress, my Lotta dress, which I loved wearing. And the previous day I wore my fringe dress, which I absolutely love. And myself and Sam had arranged to wear matching fringe dresses. So I'll pop in a picture. I just love that dress so much. So I went up to Jess. I was like, look, I'm wearing yellow. So again, she was like, crazy lady. So she was with Judy running So and So, who I'd met last year at the Beyond the Pink Door retreat. Then I just kept seeing people, and like you just like, you keep seeing people. So Amanda, who lives in Ireland, and then I saw the lovely Jan, and then there was also in that little group there was Devon Threadtails, and it was just magical seeing so many people in just one space. And knowing their faces from YouTube and Instagram, meeting them in real life was just an absolute joy. It was fabulous. I got to chat to all those lovely people. They had a nice little area in the seating area. That was great. And so I said a quick hello to them, and Jess did a fabulous job at the So Yellow for Endo reveal day. It was just great, and I watched her video on it, and she did amazing work on the challenge, and the So Yellow for Endo party that night looked so great. So well done, Jess. Really, really great event. Who else did I meet then? Did I mention, I met the Sisters of Stitchcraft, which are two hilarious ladies. They are fabulous. I spent an awful lot of time at the Prosecco bar. Yeah, that was fun. And then, I mentioned about Claire Stitch Sew, which we had done a collaboration previously, but I think we're also going to do another collaboration shortly, which is very, very exciting. So I'm all about the collaborations. It's absolutely brilliant. Also met the Northern Soul Sisters. So Rachel stitched up Ruan, the Yorkshire Sew Girl, and Tamlin sewn the Tyne. So it was really, really great to meet them. I didn't get to meet them until the very, very, very end of the day, which is really great. So then we just kind of sat there at the Prosecco bar, had a little kind of debrief, little chat, and yeah, it was great. We just had a big table, and people kind of milling in, milling out, and I ducked out to buy a bit more fabric and came back in. Everything, it was just great. It really, really was. So that was the day. So, oh yes, I was also talking to Karen so little time. Her parents were there as well, who were lovely. So they came to watch her on the catwalk, and that was really, really nice to meet them too. So sat there for a little while, and then we roused ourselves and went next door to the pub, where we had dinner and drinks and got to do some more chatting. So that was lovely. It really, really was. I met a few more people there. So Amanda, who I think came with Becky and Adele, and then also Nadia, who I hadn't met previously. So it was just lovely, and we stayed there for ages chatting, and I stayed there pretty longer than I should have, because I was due to go back to my sister. So ended up barreling into my sister quite late, but never mind. I just got really into the spirit of it and was just having way too much fun, and then realised that my sister lives quite a bit away from Islington, so I had to get the tube back to her. But it was all fine. I had a brilliant time. And then the next day, up early again, and I just got the plane straight home. And so yes, pretty tired, but absolutely elated. I had the best time. So many lovely people. Fabulous environment, and I am definitely going to go back next year. This year I went for 2 days, which I really liked. Next year I think I'm going to do 3, and my strategy is fly in Thursday, so go to the Stitch Festival late Thursday night after I've kind of decompressed after the flight. Wasn't a great idea going straight to a plane to the venue because it's just too much. So settle in, staying with my sister, obviously. Go late on Thursday, and then Friday, maybe go Friday afternoon, and then all day Saturday. So that's my strategy for next year. I'm going to bring a few bags. I'm going to bring loads of bottles of water. I'm going to bring a hot drink for myself. I'm going to bring my lunch. I'm going to be super prepared. I know exactly what I'm at now for next year. So yeah, that's my strategy, my game plan for next year. And yes, 3 days. Sure, why not? I kind of prepped my husband. I told him I was going for 4. So I think if I bring it down to 3, then that's even better, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. So I'm just going to have a quick look to see, and I think that's everything. I think it is. I'm sure I've forgotten something, but I will come back, and if I have forgotten something, I'll mention it here in the editing. But would you like to see what I bought? So I got some lovely, lovely bits, and I'm super excited to share them with you. So I'll go through the little haberdashery things I got first. There was a great shop called Purple Stitches, which I hadn't heard of before, and I bought a few things there. So these, I bought little continuous zips. So that's a little blue stripy one, and you get one little zip. I think that's a metre. And then this is a navy one with a kind of a gold zip, because you know how I love my bags. Oh, and I wore my Adam Sews crossbody pouch. Was fabulous for the day, really good. And it was lovely to say, Adam, I made your bag. Adam is just an absolute joy, he really is. So I got these 2 zips, and I got some extra zip bits at the end. So there are little stars and anchors and hearts and things. They're little zip pulls which go in the continuous zips, which I think are game changers when you're doing bags rather than having to have zips to fit. So loved them. They also had fabulous webbing. So I got this gorgeous navy webbing, kind of an animal print. So it's navy on one side, gold on the other. I think that is gorgeous. I really, really like that, and I just love having these bag hardware things to hand. Really great. So that was Purple Stitches. I had to go to Little Rosy Cheeks. Love her labels. So because I bought a few things, she gave us a little free one that says I made this, which is super cute. And if I find the ones that I got from her, so I got little ones that said handmade. because I've almost run out of labels. I got these little ones made by Mummy because I've completely run out of these ones. I love them. And then these are her new ones, Spice Girls. Swing It, Shake It, Move It, Made It. And I think they're made just for the Stitch Festival. Will probably be online shortly, but I think they are so fun. So loved meeting Victoria. She had the coolest jumpsuit, kind of boiler suit on. It was kind of pink stripy denim. Really cool. Loved meeting her. And also she was sharing a stall with Jen from the Sewing Me Generates, so met her as well, which is so nice. And yeah, they're just lovely in real life. They really, really are. I went to the Specky Seamstress, so Laura wasn't there because she just had a little baby, which is great news, but I made a beeline to the Specky Seamstress. You know how I feel about my bias binding. I had her binding from the Beyond the Pink Door advent calendar and I loved, so I made a beeline because I had to get the dinosaur one. So sorry about the glare, but I just love the dinosaur one. I can't wait to put that in some of the boys' clothes. Then I got this, which I think is a kind of a remnant-y pack. So there's little sewing notions. I should take them out of the pack, sorry. Little hearts measuring tape. And this one says Time to Explore, which is very cute. So kind of a little remnant pack. And then I think these are beautiful, the little black daisies, loved them. And then they had a really cool little pile and you could get 3 things for £2, I think. So I got Stitch with Love, which is a leather label, and then another label that says This Belongs To with daisies on it, and then this one says This Belongs To and it has space on it, which is very, very cute. So I loved my little haul from there. Then I also went to Ethel and Joan. She has the most beautiful things, and I bought these gorgeous buttons. So they've got a little kind of rose goldy kind of foil inside them, but I have them for a particular purpose. So it's so nice to pick up some fabric, run upstairs to the lovely Louise and go to her team and say, I have this fabric, what would match? And they pick ones for you, which is wonderful. Then in Sister Mantaka, I bought these labels. They're Sarah Hart's labels, which I'd seen online, and she does the most beautiful labels. So these say Made by Me. They're kind of pinky ones. They also had lovely ones that said Made During Nap Time. And I had a bit of a moment because I don't make clothes when the boys are napping anymore because they're too big. But I had a moment of, I used to sew during nap time all the time, and now they're too big. So I just had to get these ones made by me. So I think they're really cute. So the fabric. So first of all, I will show you what I got from, I do them in an order? No, I don't do them in any particular order at all. This is a beautiful viscose. I think it's like a viscose crepe. This is from Stitch Fabrics, M. Rosenberg, which is lovely. A little navy and pink hearts, I think is lovely. So I think I got about 1.5 meters of this. And you know the way I always have a plan for fabrics. This is going to be a high cuff sweater. So with it's a woven top, but it has ribbing on it. So you can help me decide whether I need to get navy ribbing or a pink ribbing for a high cuff top. So please, answers on a postcard. This fabric is hilarious because this was also from Stitch Fabrics that I saw. They had it made up in a pair of trousers on the wall. And I said, oh, this looks very nice. And it was £6 a metre, which made it even nicer. So I went looking for it and I found the roll and they didn't have very much left. Catherine Soverton Makery also wanted it. So we almost came to blows. No, we didn't, because she wanted some and we were saying, okay, well, there's this much in the roll and then there's this much left and there's that bit on the wall. And we were saying, okay, but you want 2 and I want 3 and da-da-da-da-da. And then we were trying to work it out in a very amicable way. But the guy behind the counter, Sam, was like, I have more of it. So I don't know why we're having so much fuss and hassle when it was perfectly fine that we both wanted the fabric. So I know then that Cara from So Mad also got this fabric in the end, which is fabulous. Cara is now my Scampi and Rose buddy. It's lovely when you find things in common. So she has some of this. And then I was also watching the lovely Claire from So Red Sews. So Red Sews, I think it is. She bought some as well. It's just the most gorgeous viscose jacquard, kind of an animally in teal and pink. I think it is fabulous. And this is going to be a fringe dress. And this is why I went to Ethel and Joan, because I think these buttons match perfectly. I loved wearing my fringe dress, absolutely loved it. So I'm going to make a fringe dress out of this, a very kind of drapey one. The only difference I'll make to my previous version is I'll just level off the hem. But that's the only difference because I think the other one comes up a little bit high. Good job, I was wearing a slip, especially eating lunch on the floor. So this is going to be a fringe dress. And then the other ones I got, yes, I'll tell you the story about this one. So I saw this on Friday evening and I absolutely loved it and didn't buy it. I also saw the most gorgeous fabric from Bornella Fabrics, which is just the most stunning fabrics. The colours are unbelievable. And I didn't buy that one either. That one was sold out by the time I went back. So if you are going and you spot stuff, just buy it, because it could sell out and you've no regrets like the fabric you didn't buy. So I didn't get that one, but on Friday evening I saw this and I said, oh no, I'll pick it up on Saturday, it'll be fine. So I hadn't a chance to go down to the shops on Saturday morning, and Sam, so let's spark with Sam, my shining star, will I call her that, handed me a bag and said, here's 3 meters of the fabric. So I was like, all right, okay, what happened? So basically Sam wrestled this out of the hands of a sewing bee. So the lovely Asma wanted this fabric as well, and Sam very kindly said, no, my friend wants that too. So yes, Sam, you are amazing, because I absolutely love this fabric. It's going to be a fabric for a collaboration. I won't tell you what or who just yet, but thank you so much. I would have been absolutely gutted if this fabric went. I'm very sorry, Asma, that you are now short 3 meters, but yeah, all is fair in love and war and sewing, isn't it? So Sam, you're an absolute star, you really are, and I just adore this fabric so much. It's going to be a little dress for a collaboration, but it's top secret for now anyway. Isn't that terrible? The next thing was 2 things I bought from, and I forgot the name of it now, Montrose fabric. And this gorgeous stripy, which is just navy and white Breton jersey. I think it's absolutely beautiful. This is going to be either a Naya tee, I think, or an MET, Jennifer Lauren, just a lovely kind of basic summer t-shirt. I think this would look lovely with white jeans. It's a beautiful kind of Breton stripes, gorgeous navy colour in real life, so really like that. There wasn't a huge amount of jersey fabric that I saw at Stitch Festivals, mainly kind of viscoses, and you know the way I'm mainly jersey, but yeah, with drawn in by this, I think it's beautiful. In that same stall, I found this. It was kind of hidden. I had to get them to pull the bolt out from the very, very bottom. It's a modal jersey, and look at this for shiny, shiny, shiny. Isn't that just gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. And I think this is going to be a Laura PR Leah top. It was actually Sam who recommended that. So I think this would look beautiful. I mean, look at the shine on that. That is just glorious. So love that. Hopefully it'll wash well. But yeah, the drape and everything, this is just gorgeous. They were both from Montrose Fabrics. Then System and Taka, bought this kind of late in the day, and I was having a look around her beautiful fabric, and I met the lovely Yvette Blossom Sandwich, and I found this. I mean, it's funny kind of when you're in the moment you end up buying things, because it's so cold and miserable in Dublin. I've been kind of really craving like jerseys and heavy sweatshirt things, but because the Stitch Festival was quite warm inside and I was wearing a lovely kind of floaty dress, you get kind of into that mindset. So I found this, which is just beautiful, and I think this is a viscose twill, and I think this is going to be a dunny shirt, and I think it'd be really, really fun. But it's just gorgeous print. It really is. That is just fun. It really is. That would just cheer you up, wouldn't it? That is beautiful. System and Taka has most gorgeous fabrics. Then the last 2 fabrics are from Sew Me Something. So I was chatting to a few people just next to their stall, and I was chatting away, and I was so distracted, look over one of the lovely lady's shoulders, and I was like, oh, I like that fabric. So I just part of the crowds and I said, oh, I'll go and have a look at that fabric. And it was 2 kind of leopard printy fabrics. So I was like, oh, they look very, very nice. So that was Friday, and I said, it was late in the day, I was like, I'll go back Saturday. Went back Saturday, could only find one of them. I was like, oh, here we go again, they've sold out. So the one that I did manage to get is this, which is gorgeous. This is called, it's a Lady McElroy, and let me get the name for you. It's a Lady McElroy Pantherine Quartz, and this is a viscose chalet. And how beautiful is that? So I think this is going to be something for my Sew April blouse, which is really lovely. So that's gorgeous kind of animal print. It's so lovely and soft, absolutely beautiful. So I picked up this one, and then I said to the lovely Emma who's on the stall, I was like, you had a pink one yesterday, do you know where it's gone? And she said, oh, I think it's sold out. So I was like, oh, it's sold out. Oh no, it's happened again. But I was like, no, look, it's okay. I've got the teal one. That's fine. That's fine. So bought that one. All is right with the world. So I went back to the Prosecco bar, had more chats and everything. And suddenly my phone pinged. It was Emma saying, I've just found the pink one. So I was like, okay, when in Rome. So literally the Prosecco bar is so close to their stall. So ran outside and she had the pink one. So I had to get the pink one too. And it's the same kind of thing, but this is actually a cotton lawn, and it's in the pink colourway. But isn't that just gorgeous? I think it's so lovely. It's so lovely. So I ended up getting 2 of them. So that is my fabric and haberdashery haul from the best weekend ever. It was just wonderful meeting such lovely, lovely people, genuinely lovely people. It was just the most fun. seeing so many people, being in the same place as so many like-minded people, getting to spend so much time with these people that I've chatted to, and just to meet them in real life, have so many chats, sewing and non-sewing related chat. It was just wonderful, and yeah, it was just an absolute joy and a pleasure and a privilege to meet all of you and to be amongst such esteemed company. It really, really was. So again, a huge thank you to everybody who came up and said hi. I hope you guys all had a wonderful time as well. Just throwing it out there, I'm going to the Knitting and Stitching in Belfast in November, just throwing it out there if anybody else is coming along to that too, because I have the absolute bug now of going to sewing festivals. It is the best time. So I really hope you enjoyed that. My plans for the coming week, I really have to get my toile going on my frock tails dress. It's only about 6 weeks away. So there are my plans. That's what I really want to get focused on now. I think I have no other plans other than to get going on that toile, because that's going to be upon us before we know it. That's the 11th of May. But aside from that, I'm going to be washing my fabric, planning it out, you know, the usual bits and pieces, recovering from the weekend. I'm still getting there, and watching vlogs of other people going to the Stitch Festival. I was there, but I still love watching the videos because it brings it all back. And I wish I was back there, but I am going again next year. So thank you so much for joining me on this video. I know it was much longer than my usual videos. I do apologise. I hope you enjoyed it though. If you did, I would love it if you'd give us a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing. I am so close to 6,000 subscribers, and I would love to reach that milestone. That'd be so much fun. Thank you so much. So if you do enjoy my videos, please subscribe, and you can hit the little bell icon which notifies you of when I bring out a new video. So I hope you're all well. If you enjoyed that, please let me know. Let me know what you think of the fabric. If you're at Stitch Festival, what did you think? What did you buy? I hope you have a lovely weekend. It's Easter weekend here, so we have a lovely long weekend, a bank holiday. Not quite sure when I'm going to be back to you with another video. Not quite sure what my sewing is going to be like, but we shall see. All the more reason for subscribing and setting the notifications, because then whenever I do create a video, you'll get notified. So thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.